wee. Oh, wee. It's that bad, y'all. It's bad. Oh, my. Yeah, it's so bad. Oh, my. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, it's bad. I was thinking earlier this morning about how, but first and foremost, let me say shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. My video shut down. The phone shut down during my last video. So I had to upload again. And then it continued to tell me you have to try again. We're not connecting you. See, that's why I say to myself, I don't care what nobody say. It might not seem like I'm saying anything, but you know what's important to me? That those power that bees knows the importance in the words in which I am speaking. Oh, they know. They know. It's just a sad thing. People don't, but they know. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father. Sister Deborah is coming with a video, and hopefully it won't shut off like it did. And then when I had got it back up and was trying to come live, it says no, not at this time. And I kept pressing again and again, and here it is. They know, y'all. They're listening, and they are very aware of the individuals that are speaking truth. It's amazing, and I always worry about why is it that all these other people and people period tune in to all this nonsense. It's because that's the only thing they're going to be able to tune in, that which is in them, nonsense. So nonsense tune in to nonsense, and they that the people would tune in to nonsense, but to tune in to spirit and truth and those things which one should know in this day and time, you ain't gonna have too many people tuning in. And that's all well. That's all well. But I had to shut that. I didn't shut the video down. It shut off for me. And you all was on live, but that's okay. Sister Deborah, want to talk about the Nolan Wells case again. I want to explain to you something that is so true. There is a 4 W's, 4. White, whiskey, woods, and water. Many of you all have no idea that even in the sundown towns, and any time that the Europeans and the white people do wicked and evil things and hateful things, it's always their fingerprints are found among water and woods. If you had enough sense to grip that, then you'll see their actions switching over and start doing something different. But what a lot of people have not paid attention to, these individuals believe in using water and the woods as their mean of getting away. And they have learned so well in how to do it, because uh, the world is built up of them. Hate. And they're not going to blow the whistle or blow their plan, and how they always got rid of different nationalities through all type of lynching and killing. They always did that. They always used water. Oh, they died. Whenever you find, I've sat back and watched how all these people in the last year was either found in the woods or they were found drowned. They didn't use that for so many years, and here today They still getting away with it. The 4 W's: white, whiskey, water, and woods. When I want to share with you all what I shared with you before a month ago regarding Nolan well. See, people don't want to go to the spiritual light to find out what actually taking place. They want to go to a lot of people that's on these platforms that's constantly adding and taking away what they don't know about. But Sister Deborah, is that spiritual light. And let me tell you how it went down. Nolan did that morning, joined his friends. So he thought. They were all together. And yes, there were females in that group. And they decided to continue the party after being or having a time out at the island where they were on their boats and in the water, swimming or whatever they call themselves doing, just enjoying themselves for the 4th of July. But the party didn't end. Before the party could end, they felt the need to have a dark sacrifice. Yes, that's what it was. See, many of you all didn't pay attention to the 4th of July. And if you do your history from 2025, 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, this has taken place. But brown skin never paid it no attention. So Nolan was also a sacrifice, bringing in the 250th anniversary. They know why they served the 4th of July. They know the darkness behind it. And that's what they pretty much is about. And at this time, Nolan and some female, a particular female, was getting too close. And one of Nolan's friends didn't like that idea at all. But when it came down to the sacrifice that evening, soon as night hit, Nolan was lynched. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. That young man was lynched from a tree. And they had 4 things, W's: white, whiskey, either the water and the forest, the trees, the woods was involved. All 4 was involved. Whites, drinking, water, and whiskey. No, and the forest, the woods, water, whiskey, which is drinking, and whites. They played the 4 W's to the utmost. So really, y'all, this was their celebration. You all can call it whatever you want to call it. It was a celebration for them. It was a celebration for them. One of his friends was angry because he wanted a particular female, but she wanted Nolan Wells. So it was all up for him. It's all he convinced the other ones, y'all, let's do this. But it wasn't the children that set it up. There was 3 generations involved. 3 generations was involved in the 4 W's. And even if they decide as a whole to join in and just focus on making one the fall guy, the world shall not, this country shall never be the same. Because when they take all of those people that was involved in that lynching of this young man, all of them are going to get away. They're going to get away. They're going to laugh at every last one of you all. Because they're going to allow one person to be the fall guy for 3 generations. The Spirit of the Most High said, Deborah, it was more than 20 involved. From the teens to their parents to their grandparents. And all the others that was involved in covering it up. The Father says it's more than 20. So to me, the United Snakes, I will see it to be way beyond what you all can even look at it and say that it is. Because I see it for what it is. But one thing the Father has allowed me to see, I see, and I heard this morning when I first woke up, 2 European men standing, preaching that they going all the way. And you know what they said, y'all? They said, I want the black people to understand. Can't nobody tell me. Y'all finna set something down, y'all. Y'all is about to end something right here and now. You know those 2 European men, they had to been something like 45, 50 years old, standing there with their Bibles. You know what they said? They said, black people, we need you all to stand down. Woo! Praise the mighty Yah. They said to the black people, we need you all to stand down. That's pretty much what the way they put it. Let us white people deal with these white people. We gonna straighten this mess up. See, that's what I was talking about. Now, that's why it bothers me for me to be on here 8 years and you can't get the Europeans that has followed me to even have a mindset like that. Just to say something to make a difference that I'm not in that with that mess. But instead, they be in it because their hearts are still with them. But to see these, they had to be in between 45 to 50 years old. They had beards and they had their Bible and they were saying, let black people, we need you all to don't deal with this. We're going to take care of this. We're going to deal. I was like, when I went to try to, did you all know every time I want to save something and slide it so I can hold it, guess what? I was able to do it. But did you know with these guys, they wouldn't let you do it. You couldn't save it. You couldn't save it. They wouldn't let, I don't care which way you try, they wouldn't allow you to save that video. So I went back to find it and went back. I couldn't find it. I'm going to keep up. I'm going to look on it again. I just saw it and heard it once. And I began to say, so this is what I be saying on my YouTube page. This is the sort of grafted in ones that I be telling y'all about. They stand in the gap for what is righteous. You see? It ain't about, okay, black and white. But what they saying is, We know who you are. They standing in this big place and they saying, we know who you are. You are the children of the Most High God. This is what these guys were saying. And they said that, but we don't want you out here trying to deal with these white people, because we finna shut they mess down. Oh boy, let me tell you. See, this is when you know that America is not going to be the same, y'all. It's not going to be the same, because the one with the Nolan Wells case, y'all, it is so many, from the attorneys to the court and to the judge and to the all of them involved in the crookedness. So how you gonna bring that down? You're not gonna be able to. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna let themselves have one fall guy, and that one fall guy gonna close the case. That's how they're gonna do it. Why? Because they're gonna start seeing European going up against them. They're gonna start seeing European pulling up in Mississippi. See, they thinking that we're gonna pull up in Mississippi. But see, them Europeans are going to those white men. They're gonna start pulling up. They're gonna start pulling up in Mississippi. And every place that they think that they have the power to continue to do the things that they're doing, that's how they're gonna realize that we're gonna throw in the towel. And the only way we're gonna throw in the towel, we got to say one person did it, and that one person got to be our fall guy. Once they get one person that said that they was involved in Nolan Wells a murder, guess what? Done deal. Everybody gonna wipe their hands and keep it going. And then the judge, the court, the lady who did the autopsy, all those crooked people gonna be still standing where they at. That's how powerful this situation is because it's been going on and it's gonna continue. Because all they have to do with this case is throw in the towel. Throwing in the towel is causing one person to take the fall. When the Holy Spirit says, Deborah, there's more than 20 involved. More than 20. So he was letting me know no one can bring it to anything under 20. It either has to go to 20 to 30 to 40 of how many people are involved. He was saying to me, not only is it the 3 generations, which is the teens, their parents, and then the elderlies, their parents, they're involved, but the police department, FBI, the attorneys, the judge, all in Mississippi, the corner office, all them are crooked, all of them is involved in it. They're involved in it, you all, to cover it up. So let me explain. The hanging, that's the reason why they took the throat out, y'all. Woo, Father. And they procrastinating to get it to fade away. That's why they procrastinating. And I am disappointed, not just in Ben Crump, Al Sharp, because the father already told me they crooked and they dark. Only one gonna come up and pull up to take care of this situation just to close it, it's gonna be the Europeans that's gonna pull up in Mississippi somewhere along the line. And when they see enough Europeans coming together to go up against them, then they're gonna throw in the towel by throwing in one individual to take the whole case. But what does that do? Nothing. That's nothing. So what happened to Nolan is they were in, like I told y'all a month ago, it happened during that swimming party at the house. And they took him into the woods somewhere behind that place, that house that had that swimming pool. And they sacrificed that young man, you guys. What is it y'all can't see that? It just doesn't make any sense for this whole world to be that blind. Now y'all might say, Deborah, why are you yelling? We just don't know. You don't know because you got blinders. That is called evil covering your eyes. You only see what you want to see. They took that young man behind that house where that swimming pool was. Somewhere behind there, they is behind his head, because when you lynch them with thick rope or even a chain, the rope pulls up to the back of the head, and that's where it's pulled tight at. So that's why the back of his head was bruised, but they took the neck out, child. They took everything out of his neck, but I'm against Ben Crump. I'm against Al Sharp. I'm against the man that did the autopsy. He's lying. He's lying. Too many involved in something that's so plainly seen. How do you get months to go by and not no one seems to see it for what it is? You don't need Omar Johnson to come in to say a rat's behind, because he don't know his behind a rat's behind. You need somebody who already know through the spiritual realm what took place. The young man was a sacrifice. And this is the thing, y'all. Everybody in the pool was drunk, was full of liquor. They was all for seeing something exciting. When Europeans get drunk, I know y'all don't know a lot about that, because you always knowing things that ain't worth knowing. They act the fool. They will lynch their own mama when they get drunk. That's why it's called the 4 W's. Because once they get that whiskey, which we just using alcohol, once that's a W, whiskey, white, forest, woods, the woods, or water. This young man was lynched. And when they were done with partying with his body being lynched, when everything was said and done, they took his body back to the place where the beach was. I mean, where the 4th of July event in the water and on the boat. They took it right back there, y'all. And I'm so disappointed, Father, that the man that did that second autopsy lied. I'm so against them, because the FBI never stepped in like they said. If they would have stepped in onto this case, they would 100 times 100 billion know, which they already knew. Even they are partaker in it. Y'all really think the Father don't see it all, don't y'all? Y'all think he ain't got nobody to see it for him on the earth as it is in the kingdom. As it is revealed from the kingdom, so shall y'all allow it to be revealed on the earth. But it means nothing when the earth is loaded with darkness. Darkness ain't gonna see darkness. They can't even see light. The FBI is in on it. They should have been. All they had to do is take it out of the investigation in which it is. And that's what the FBI can and could have done. But they like it. They like it right where it's at. They knew that that was a murder. They knew that young man was lynched. But this is the kind of chaos a lot of Europeans is calling for. Inside of the FBI and the CIA and the police department all over this country, it's white supremacists, KKK, skinheads. This is where they've been hiding all the time. So bad, I say to the Father, can I go to my knees? Father, let me come to my knees, Father. Yeah, let me drop to my knees, Father. No, Deborah, no. Dropping to my knees is when I know that my Father will come up off that throne. But y'all don't get involved in darkness. Everybody is playing a lot of dark role in this case, even his mama. And I believe that's his stepfather. Where's his father? Everybody playing a dark role. That's why you ain't gonna get no sense out of it. Because there's no way that they should not have called for the FBI on this case. The FBI stepped in and then they pulled out. They knew what kind of case it was. You got too many judges detached to this case. There's three, said the Most High Yah. He says there's three judges hiding the truth. Even the son's mother. They already know that they lynched this young man in Mississippi. And nobody's going to pay the price. Nobody. Even the one they going to use as the sacrifice, guess what? That individual ain't got nothing to do with it. But he's going to be able to get away with it. They're going to be able to get away with it by throwing that one towel in, which is that one person to do the sacrifice for everything. Because what it would do is it would bring down that police department. It would bring down them that told the boat, those that took the boat in to clean it up that night. Because when they killed him, they put him on that boat and brought him back to that lake to make you think he was drowning. His death wasn't there, y'all. And just look at all the Negroes, all the brown skinned people, got all these podcasts, and no one has spirit and truth. No one has the light to bring light out of what's really going on. Even if they did, it wouldn't be anything. So they doing about right too. They playing in darkness because they darkness. So that's why any truth come out of it. There's no truth can come out of it. Because nobody is playing the game right to make sure this don't keep happening. It got to keep happening. It got to. So when it says nation against nations, a lot of Europeans don't know. The ones that don't bring them down is their own nation. Because a lot of their nations starting to realize who we are as a people and finding out the truth of that we are the innocent one and that we have been lied and said that we are this, and they are this, and finding out no, none of that was ever true. But look where it had to get to. Donald Trump bringing the whole country down. So while they thinking they being smart, they also trying to keep a race division going on. And the scariest thing about the race division that they trying to start, it can't be a war. It can't be a war. Because then y'all might have to send his right hand. And they don't want right. I'm telling you something, y'all don't know what you're dealing with. You think you know something, you don't know a rat's behind. You do not want to deal with the right hand of the Father. So even though they think that they got the overall and the power to think that they can start stuff to get us to react. I don't know if you all seen how these European people are covering up their faces and talking about they ready for it. Baby, please. Do you know what happened when anybody try to defeat David? Now, what will it look like? Try to pay attention to what I'm about to say. And the reason why I say think it's sad because now one of y'all understand nothing. Y'all don't understand nothing in the spirit realm. Why would y'all allow them to start a racial war with Judah when Judah is in shackles? When Judah has a yoke around his neck? When Judah is tied by the Most High Yah? Why would you allow them to start a war, even think that they can start a war against Judah? Father, when you got the yoke around Judah's neck, you got Judah in shackles. Because had not he had Judah in shackles, had not y'all allowed a yoke to be around Judah's neck, Judah would have tore up this country, said the Most High Yah. So what makes y'all think that the Most High is going to allow Judah to be in shackles on his feet and a yoke around his neck and allow another nation to come and war with them. How you gonna war with somebody who got a yoke around their neck, people? How you gonna war with somebody who got shackles around their ankles? That's not a fair war. People, don't y'all know they know that? Why do you think they getting away with Nolan Wells murder? Because they've been doing it for so long, they think they're getting away with it. So in their sick mind, they fail to realize when you speak of a war, then now you're talking about the one that's sitting on the throne that got that right hand. He gonna have to come down. Why? Why do you say that, sister? Because it's not gonna let Judah war with the heathens and Gentiles while a yoke is around their neck, shackles is around their ankles. What sense will that be? It won't. So what do he have to do? He will send his right hand. And these Europeans will be in so much trouble, they ain't seen trouble yet. Bring it on. I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. You want a war? Come that direction toward Judah. The way you trying to war. And you're going to see something you ain't never seen before. You're going to see the right hand of the Most High Yah. Just as many of the power punchers, the elites, they know that Judah has a yoke around his neck. They know that Judah have shackles. But these weak, poor, stanky Gentiles and heathen think they got the upper hand. And it's basically the poor ones. Oh yeah, they the poor ones. Got a little something, but they the poor ones. All I can say is this, y'all. Bring that war on. Because I'm about ready to see that right hand. I know what it's like. I know he have to come down off the throne. See, I want to just send a message out there to Judah. Stand down. Let him come after you. But you got to stand firm on the things which is righteous. Even amongst your own people, your own nation, you got to find a place within your heart to be right with Yah. You got to find yourself in a place to know who you are in him and with him and around him. Because guess what? Even if you don't, Yah is not going to allow Gentiles and heathen to think that they're going to war with Judah. First and foremost, it's not written. It's not written. Secondly, if he got a yoke around Judah and got Judah in shackles, where along the line do you think, even if you ain't even found it in Deuteronomy 28, where along the line do you think that the Father's going to stand around and let the heathens and Gentiles war with Judah? Stupid. All because he got a yoke around his neck and shackles on him. When I send a message to every European individual, and this is a video that I say share. I send a message to every European, and that is this: bust a move and see the right hand of he that sits on the throne. Bust a move, and you see that right hand of the Father. Something you ain't never seen before. You see it. Bust a move. This is one time he has to. He ain't gonna have no other choice but to let you see the power in his right hand. It is impossible It is impossible. People hear what I'm saying. It is impossible for the Most High to have a curse on you where you got the yoke around your neck and you got the shackles on your ankles and you can't war with those who warring against you. Because he already informed me. If Judah didn't have the shackles and the yoke around his neck, Judah would have defeated the United Snakes like a blink of an eye. See, Judah don't know Judah. Judah don't know Judah. Judah don't understand you got a shackles on you. You got a yoke around your neck. So I'm going to hold firm to that. I'm going to put that before the altar of the Most High Yah. Okay, now the yoke around the neck and the shackles around the ankles and the hands are bound. Hold up, you gonna let somebody war against that? Oh yeah, right. You see the right hand of the Most High Yah like you never seen him before. And that you think you won't believe then? Huh. Mess with him if you want. Bust a move if you want. But I do also appreciate the Father allowing the Gentiles to pull up and charge Judah to stand down. Don't pull up. Not knowing that Judah can't pull up, baby. Judah can't pull up because he got shackles and he got a yoke around his neck. But had not he had that, y'all let Judah tear this country upside down. Mm, 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 mm. They lynched the young man. That's why that thing, when you lynch someone, the tie around the back rises up to right here because that's the tie. That's where it holds you up. That's why he's bruised there. Why people don't get it, I don't care. It don't mean anything anymore because they're gonna get away with it. They're gonna actually get away with it. And Nancy Grace, she's involved in it too. Y'all do not understand. These people are not. You see, with me, I can tell who's involved in that hate and who's not. Nancy Gray is also involved in that. All of them that always coming up trying to find another way for those young men to escape, all of them is involved in it. So I understand the Holy Spirit when he said that there's 3 generations involved, Deborah, that was partaker in it. But it's more than 20. Meaning don't put it less than 20. Always know it's more because many are still detaching themselves to what took place. That are involved from attorney to attorney to attorney. Everybody is trying to get involved to throw this whole idea out. And that's how they're going to do it. They're going to throw in the towel by sacrificing the one. So all of them can get away with it again. It's so lame, y'all. I understand the Holy Spirit when it says all of them playing darkness. And that's why he didn't want me to get too embedded. He said all of them are playing darkness in it, Deborah. Everybody from the mother to the mother's husband, all of them being Crump, Al Sharp. Now I'm telling y'all what the Spirit of the Most High said. All of them is in darkness. You got a Don Lemon, a Lemon Don. He's playing crooked. All of them are playing to hide it up. They played like they was about trying to come to truth. How you gonna get justice? How do you expect to get justice out of a law or a law out of justice with no righteous? This country was not founded under no righteous. This country, the United States, was founded under unrighteous and injustice. So how in the rats behind are you thinking you're going to get justice out of this case? You're not. Only way you get justice is when righteous step in. And the Father says too much darkness in it, Deborah. No one wants to tell the righteous truth. Even being Crump, Al Sharp. Al Sharp is going into a dangerous state, talking about marching to Washington. And all these brown-skinned people of Judah will take their dumb tail and march with that sick man that is not for them. He will set them up from the floor up before he really stand for anything that have to do with his people. Al Sharp and Ben Crump, the father says, just dark as dark. That's why all this stuff is the way that it is. That's why everybody all over the media and all over, because everybody playing the dark game. Even the people that's on YouTube, everybody's playing in it the dark way. Nobody wants to come in through righteous. No one wants to come in it through justice. They want to come with just in the law of this country. And it's nothing in this country that falls under righteous. So how in the wrecks behind you gonna get righteous out of this? You're not. Because they got their own just and they got their own law with no righteous in it. So you expect righteous to come out of this? No. But I'm grateful that the Father let me speak on it. Because he said he don't care how much darkness in this world. He'll always have his light. And don't tell me it's a price to pay just to be the light. Because you got to suffer and endure the stupidity that people continue to fall themselves in. And be happy about it. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. I wanted to really talk, but my spirit starting to be saddened because I gave a lot of spirit and truth and light to this young man's case. And it's vain and vexed and worthless because too many dark games is being played. So many people involved. When you got the CIA and the FBI knowing what type of case this is, they should have, the FBI should have been jumped on it and snatched this case from underneath them. But they didn't because they are not about trying to reveal the crookedness in the system of Mississippi. They're trying to bring back America. They're not trying to reveal America. They're trying to bring it back to being great. Because to them, being great in America, with they stupid tail, America people are stupid. Donald Trump great can't compare to their mental state of what great is. He's a millionaire, a billionaire, and they down here getting everything taken from them, and they think the man that's a billionaire is down here gonna make you great. That's how stupid you are. Ain't nothing great about this country. Never was. This is a country that is founded, and when I say founded, the name itself is blood, murdering, killing, and stealing, robbing, and destroying. So, Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of it. But even if you didn't, I'm just grateful for the Most High Yah allowing me to see the light. And many, it's just not this case. The young lady that was hung, that was them again, doing it again, showing a different side. They're trying to, now they didn't hung two within the same time after they didn't killed this young man. They're sending a sign that this is what's gonna be great about us. We're gonna start these great things we once used to do. Black people need to stay away from the 4 W's. White, whiskey, that means when they drunk and drinking, woods, and water. Don't let them invite you nowhere near none of that. Because when they start to drinking, it's on. That's what happened at that house. And they all decided, let's do a sacrifice. Let's really turn this party up. And that's how Nolan Well lost his life. He was hung. And that's why the morgue took everything that you cannot touch to turn this case into what it was. They hid it. And the matter of fact, the hurting part to me, they didn't even hide it, because they turned around and turned it over to another individual way in Washington, D.C., and he lied. Y'all, he lied. He lied. Ain't no such thing as your findings, your conclusion. You's a darn lie. Because even if they took all his organs out of his neck, they had to have cut out the embrace that hung him, so that the autopsy guy couldn't figure it out. But he's so stupid, he was paid under the table to clear it away too. Because I wouldn't dare take an autopsy and come back and make it that you don't know how his man died. Automatically, that autopsy, the man in the autopsy should have never received that body without everything that is detached to it. How did he get away with accepting that darn body without the parts? How you gonna be able to give a clear answer to how he died when you took him in knowing you didn't have all the parts? What sense, people, does that make to y'all? That shows you he had to be crooked. How am I going to get paid all this money to determine how this young man died and I don't even have his organs? Why would you accept it? Why would you even give an autopsy? Why would you even do it if you didn't have the parts to give a full cause of death? His main thing should have been said. They refused to send all the parts to determine how this young man died. He should even wrote up something to show that the mysterious, showing that this was unjust, unrighteous, not acceptable. He shouldn't have never put his skunky hands on that autopsy without all your parts. What will make him take that body in? I know a lot of y'all don't even understand it. It ain't meant for you to understand it. But I'm speaking for us the light. I'm seeing it from the standpoint of the light. That's all. You know how it's dark, and then when light pull up, dark has to vanish. Well, that's where I'm at. I'm seeing it for what it is. I'm in my mind, I'm trying to figure out who sent another body to an autopsy, and he's alive. Because the things around this young man's neck shouldn't have just been back here. It should have showed you here, here, here in the skin. Unless they chopped all the skin and all the skin out of here and the pieces to the neck. Right then he should say. They kept everything, and he should have filed a complaint that this body was sent to me in a way that it cannot be determined because the parts was missing. That's how they get away with taking organs. Because they take everything out and they cover it up. And you end up dying and going having your funeral and everything is over, and they your parts way over in China somewhere. That's how much darkness I'm speaking of, y'all. These people in Mississippi using the word investigation to hold this man's organs to it get to the part where next thing you're gonna know, they're gonna say it's missing, or it deteriorated, or it got misplaced. We can't find out where it's at. It's decayed. They're gonna say everything they possibly can. All of it's dark. This is what the Holy Spirit is saying. It's all dark. And it's just sad how so many people got an opportunity to make it make sense, and they use their platform to play in it. People are using their platform to play in the case and to play with this here darkness. All of them. Because they playing in it to get likes and subscribers. They're not playing in it as if they can't figure the same thing I just figured out. How many people that was involved in this trap? But then I think about this country alone. I think about how they saying the earth is cracking and it's earthquake all over places. Things are actually happening in this country, and CNN, NBC, nobody is announcing it. But this country is decaying and falling in. Around the whole world is, but around this country alone, there's things happening. And they ain't even sharing it with. So it's like the COVID shot. It's like The Walking Dead. They made that movie long time ago. And before they made the movie, they made sure they had all the chemicals to shoot in your tail to end 2030 to where they can hit a button and then all of y'all go into zombie mode, killing each other, wanting to bite on something, not knowing what you're biting. They knew what they was doing when they made the movie, because the movie was their reality of what they put into science and made up just for a time that tribulation was spoke of. So y'all running around here thinking perilous times and tribulation and men heart shall fail them. Let me tell y'all, if you don't see what that look like in the spirit realm, you messed up from the floor for sure. Because that means it's going to be things you ain't never seen in your living. It told you in your study guide that this time is going to be a day like never ever exist on the earth. This mess that they got down underground can end this world on top within 24 hours if they wanted to. But his grace. But his grace. Now, my thing is that I'm going to have to go to the altar. I'm going to have to go to the altar to ask the Father, make it make sense. Why? Only reason I can think, y'all, too many of you all are caught up in too much darkness that the Father ain't willing to bust a move on nothing that they're doing to destroy you. He ain't willing to move nothing out of your way. Y'all ain't willing to destroy nothing that's about to be in your way. All because of your wicked and evil and your darkness. People play so many games, and I'm grateful for the Father, because he said while they playing games, games gonna be played on them. People have no idea that they got cunning and witchcraft and sorceries and ways that they think they control everything based on what they can do and they cannot do. But really based on what they think they can do and they can think they can control. Everybody then took the game and gone and running with it. Ain't nobody speaking the light nor spirit and truth. Omar Johnson, Omar Johnson, whatever his name is, he goes overboard. He makes a little sense. I give him 20%. Outside of that, he ain't got no sense in him, because he still live under the standards of darkness. Talking about Pan Africa. Ain't no light out here. And I understand why. Because Yah is the light. And he ain't got his playing in all this darkness. And I'm grateful for that. But I also like to thank those who have donated to to Sister Deborah. I want to say donated. I say that has given Sister Deborah an offering. That was a beautiful thing that you all have done, and I appreciate it. And I like to say that within less than 30 days, I've got 20 new subscribers. I look for them that are the one that's looking to take on the baton and run with it, because the Father has invested in them so much spiritual food. And they come to Sister Deborah's page to get that spiritual full meal deal so they can continue to run, because a lot of them already have what it takes. The world try to make them think that they ain't who they are in the Most High, and they are. They just trying to make sure when you out there and you are the light, it's hard. It's hard because you're figuring, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know who I am. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Everything I'm saying is different from everybody. Why? Because you're special to the Most High. You are that one that's chosen. All these clowns on these doing platform talking about the chosen ones, the chosen one. Sit your chosen tail down with your chosen lies that you on here choosing to lie about. Because if you knew who the chosen one is, you will know who they was, and then you'll know who they're going to be in the day to come. You wouldn't be on here clowning, portraying you the chosen one, and think you can speak on our behalf, because you can't. Only the spirit ones that's full of the Holy Spirit of the Most High can speak on my behalf. You can't be on this devil platform racking up talking about the chosen ones. One minute you're chosen, the next minute you don't know who you are. So you all be careful out there, because it says in this time there's going to be false prophets, false teachers, false pastors, false prophetess, false leaders, false priests, false everything. Stand down and get it right, and you're going to be deceived by it. And again, I like to thank those who have donated, because it was someone who donated to my Cash App 3 days ago. And what you did was awesome. And you have no idea. I heard a few people on YouTube talk about the numbers. They always talking about the numbers. And I don't like the numbers. But I'm going to be truthful to you. I'm going to be truthful to you. There is numbers that Yah deals with, because he's shown me numbers. And this individual put an offering on my Cash App, and that number just did something to me. It was like the Father sending a sign. It wasn't that it was a lot of money at all. It was enough to get maybe 2 gallons of gas, but it was the number that one son. And I said, wait a minute, Father, this is the number. He said, yeah, see? So I like how the Father rumbled like that. Someone will say, well, why are you so excited about the number? It's because I know it's a number that he's shown me 3 or 4 times throughout my living. And when that person sent that number, who in their right mind will send that type of number? Somebody who ain't in their right mind, because this is not the mind of the flesh. They are in the mind of the spirit. And at that moment, I knew that that individual was in the mind of the spirit of Yah to send that number. And I thank you for that. And I say unto you, you would have to be the one to do that, to know the number that's invested in Yah when he's communicating with me. That's that number. How you knew it, I don't know. All about that number was I, but yet you did it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's the sort of thing I be looking for, as far as the Most High Yah, him showing little signs and little things that you ain't caught up in, just things that show that he's there. Because if you let people think that they can control you, what they have, don't ever let somebody think that they can control you with a rope. You see? And what I mean by that, they'll give you enough rope to pull back to see if you will fall. They'll give you enough rope to pull back to see if you can fall. You see? And that's a game that's played. And it's a dark game that's played. Be careful out here playing with people who think that they can control you by what they have. Don't let them do it. Y'all, that's a dangerous, cunning, witchcraft, sorcery type of game. Because they think the game is in their hands. And they think they done got it and gone. They think it's based on what they do and what they do not do. See, it's a line of power, y'all. The same type of power the elites are trying to get over the world. It's the same type of power the beast and the Antichrist is trying to conquer. Everybody looking for the power for one thing. And you yourself would say, I wouldn't want that type of power. I know I wouldn't. But people in this world are enemies of this dark power. And the power is the power to feel they in control over somebody. They rule this. They're in control. They have no idea. You can be here today and gone tomorrow. And that means anywhere. You go on a job, be there today and be gone tomorrow. Anywhere in this world, you can be there one day and be gone tomorrow. You can be in a situation today and gone tomorrow. It depends on where your mind and your heart is. Is it playing witchcraft, sorcery? What game is it playing? And why are you playing that game? And why did you start the game? Because you had witchcraft and sorcery. And you thought the game can be played as long as you had the power to throw out and to pull back. Be careful out there, y'all. When I used to hear the sisters on YouTube 8 years ago, I thought they was just lying. I thought they was just talking a bunch of crap, but it's true. I'm a living witness to it. It's true. Be careful, because the biggest thing on the earth today is power and control. Is power and control. Do not let them think that they got you wrapped into their power and into their control, because that's what they would do. And like I say, 8 years ago, I would have never thought that was real until I used to say, well, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all letting them do that? Why are y'all even dealing with them? That's what I was saying. But now I see exactly, because yeah, you can easily get trapped in it because you're thinking it's representing the Most High Yah. But then when you start to discern through your own spirit, the little spirits and the little games being played, then you start to realize, wait a minute, this ain't connected now. This ain't of Yah. Then you start to realize what is being played. And a lot of times you yourself is being played. And by the grace and the mercy of the Most High Yah, I think about all the things that they're doing and how they came out with this COVID and everything that they're doing. You know what it's all, this is why the Father said he poured out grace and mercy. And that's something we disrespect every day. That his grace and mercy is really what's covering us. Because if we didn't have that, every game on this earth that's being played would have been taken, we would have been taken over. Yeah, for real, for real. And I'm grateful for him and you too, who are of the light, who are of spirit and truth. And I'm asking the Father to teach me to not to be wheeled in like I once was wheeled into and be misled through all the wrong things. Because there's a game behind a game behind a game. You got to keep your focus on the Most High Yah. 20 people, less than 30 days. New subscribers. I look at that, I said, what are you saying here? He said, there's going to be those who in the light that's coming. They want to know spirit and truth. They already the light. They want to take the baton and run. Because they already got that energy. They already got that know-how. You got people who will jump on the platform and be gone a month or two and then jump on the platform. Watch out. Watch out for those individuals. They're not about the Most High Yah. Who are they manipulating? Who are they trying to be cunning? Who are they trying to make a fool out of? It's not me. It's not nobody else. It's going to show up in who they are. They're sincere. It's not there, y'all. It's not there. To me, I think it's one of the biggest games that's being played, along with many others on these devil platforms. They're teaching you all dreams and vision with no spirit and truth, with no light and no power. I, Sister Deborah, say, I hope you got something out of that. And even if you didn't, I know that I did. And I say, shalom. Oh, I get my game baby today. I get my game baby. I get my game baby. Oh, let me get on back to the house because I got to get my game baby. Shalom and shalom. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at?